Hey guys, it's Charlie. So today we're going to go through my entire kit that I am taking on my bike, this Polygon G7, to Kyrgyzstan with me for the Silk Road Mountain Race 2024. So from clothing to food, spare parts, we're going to go through all of this and you will see how much I'm carrying for this 2 weeks self-supported bikepacking race. I'm not going to wait any longer, let's go. Clothing wise, I've got a few jackets. So this one is kind of like thermal and water repellent. I've got my ski thermal, so I've had this sweet old thermal for a while. It works very well, so I'm taking it. A light down jacket. So this is more for like if I go after riding. So it's more of an after riding kind of jacket. If I get cold, I'll just put that on. This is a Fox Flex Air rain jacket. It's a light rain jacket, so I'm planning to use that more as like a windbreaker, or maybe if it's like just really light rain. But what I've experienced so far, when you spend so much time on the bike, the heavier rain jacket is generally better. So this is a poncho. If it gets really rainy and I'm sheltering position, then I think it's a good thing to have. This is a set of hiking pants that I've had for a while, and I'll take those. It's the same thing. It's just for after riding and potentially sleeping. Those are my rain pants. So they're actually sailing pants. And even if it's pouring down, then I can kind of stay dry inside. They'll stay dry for about 4 or 5 hours, and then the water will probably start seeping through. Some merino wool underpants that will keep me warm in a sleeping bag. Very important piece of kit. So this is actually my ski jacket. So I do a fair amount of ski touring, and that is my ski touring jacket. So it's a really hard shell, 25,000 protection against wetness and the rain. So it's basically as good as you can get it as far as a rain jacket goes, and that still breathes. So it's also a Gore-Tex jacket, which helps a lot with breathability. Jacket number 6500. So this is just like a really nice warm jacket. The comfort rating on this jacket is about -10. I don't love wearing Lycra by itself, so I'm bringing mountain bike shorts. The good thing with mountain bike shorts is they give you a little bit more protection if you were to crash or if the weather gets a bit crappy. Those are my leg warmers, so Pearly Zoomy. This is another very thin ski under layer. I'm just taking it because I know that sometimes you just get super cold, and so that could actually kind of save your night. So this is my arm warmers. This is what I'm going to be wearing for 90% of the time. This is a merino, like actual shirt. It's got like pressure buttons, which means I can completely open it up, and it's merino, so I can wear it for 2 weeks with minimal washing, and I'm probably not going to stink that bad. So waterproof riding gloves, they're really warm and really waterproof, which means it's probably going to get wet quite a bit. Waterproof socks by Sealskins, they are actually great. I've tried them out a few times, and your feet just stay nice and dry. As soon as your feet get cold, like you start feeling the temperature, and it can actually lead to you being cold very quickly. This is my set of ski gloves as well. Ski gloves just for the downhills, or if it gets really cold, I can just chuck that on. Oops. So I brought a baklava as well. I've never actually used that in riding scenario. It's like my ski product, but I mean, I can see that happening to be useful if you ever get to this -12, -15 degrees that they're announcing. This is my spare pair of socks. So those are merino socks, which means same thing. They won't stink too much if I put them on. So this is just a standard pair of gloves I'm bringing. Those are actually my night booties. So they're very cheap product from online, and they're basically just pool shoes. They're waterproof at the bottom, like it's all plastic. That allows me to not have to carry shoes for after riding, but being able to put something else than my actual shoes when I get to camp. I just got one of those towels that are like microfiber, so they're pretty small, very packable. It's just nice to have to dry yourself and your tent when it gets a bit shitty. So as you can see, it's a pretty big pile of clothes to be bringing to a bike event, especially when it's going to fit. And this all fits in basically one bag. So there's a lot to be carrying, but it's kind of essential in a way to me, because I want to enjoy the race, and if I get cold or if I get caught in the weather, I want to be comfortable to know that I've got the gears to survive out there. So now we're going to go through all the camping stuff, which is obviously essential to shelter yourself from the elements. So I went with a sleeping bag that has a -2 comfort rating. I could have gone for something even bigger, but it just makes it so much harder to fit on the bike. So I went with something -2. And with all the clothes I'm wearing, I can just wear that inside the tent as well. Next is the tent. So it's one of the lightest tents on the market, 600 grams packed with the pegs. So it's pretty insane weight for a small tent like this. It's one person, one pull, really easy to put up, literally 2 minutes. and I've tested it extensively and it does resist quite strong winds and the weather. Went with a sleeping mat that's rated 2.8 for people that know, so it means it's insulated for warmer nights. I'm taking with me a cooking set, so in there's a lighter and a burner, a spork, and then a little flint stick thing for if my lighter just goes a bit RE or something doesn't work. And yeah, so that's gonna basically allow me to cook all that dehydrated food I'm bringing. So I'm also bringing 8 dehydrated meals. So I've had those a bunch of times. They work pretty well, they're tasty, and they're pretty compact as you can see. So the food, it might be a little sparse in Kyrgyzstan. I feel like there's nights that I just won't find anywhere to eat. So those will help me to go through the days. I'm using a water filter from AliExpress. I'm also bringing some purification tablets, which is what I'm going to be working most with, but this helped me to just drink on the go if I really need to. So once again, a fair amount of stuff to be bringing onto a bike. This is all going into a few different bags. I'm packing that a bit differently, but they all go at the bottom of a bag because I know it's going to be the one I'm going to need at the end of the day and not during the day. So I'm obviously bringing lights and electronics. This is a light that can last up to 40 hours in the low mode, and it comes with a second panel of AAA batteries, which means I get 80 hours on the low mode. So this is a 3000 lumen light, which means it's super, super bright. Bringing my trusty Garmin Edge 530. So it's a computer I've had for a while. It still works. So I'm bringing my iPhone. So this is obviously what I'm going to take video with and communicate with the outside world. And if there's updates throughout the race, then that's how I'm going to know it's happening. And to charge all this, I'm bringing a 30,000 milliamp battery pack and a bunch of cables, obviously. So this is actually quite a limited amount of electronics, but I don't really see the point in getting anything more. This battery should get me through the race without having to recharge. This is a bit more of a bike piece of kit, but I'm taking a crank tank 4 liters. So this allows me to not run water bottles. The reason behind that choice is that water bottles don't fit in my frame very well and I lose a lot of space and I want to carry more water. So this is basically the same weight as 3 water bottles and cages. So, and it's also actually a lot easier to drink because you can just have little sips by little sips instead of taking big gulps once in a while. Passing on to spare parts and medicine. So I'm going to be bringing a bunch of bungee cords and straps. Trusty bunning straps, never disappoint. So this is a complete first aid kit with a survival cover as well, like the foil ones. So it means if I'm trapped in like some sort of storm or somewhere really cold, then I can use that and it might save my life. Brought a bunch of little spare parts. So in there's cleats, there's little O-rings spares for attach, and I've got a tubeless valve as well. This is a spare derailleur hanger. So the Tambora G7 used SRAM UDH hanger. Bringing spare jerky wheels as well. In this bag is a bunch of really strong medicines that a doctor prescribed me, including some opioids, a bunch of stuff for travelers, diarrheas. Anyways, there's also prescription stuff which could really help me. In the same vein, this is Imodium, so it's anti-diarrhea medication. Kyrgyzstan is not well known for its clean water, so there's a chance I might get done once there. So this is a bag of standard medication, ibuprofen, paracetamol, just run-of-the-mill stuff that you might need, some stuff for teeth and then cleaning. This is the hygiene bag. So in there's soap, toothbrush, toothpaste. So no need to introduce this, but I'm sure you all know what it is. Those are purification tablets. They're 17 milligrams, so they purify up to 4 liters of water with one single tablet. So my crank tank being 4 liters, I just got those because they're a bit stronger and stopped me from having to pop 4 different tablets. I hope I really don't have to use this, but this is a tourniquet, so it's like an Israeli army thing, where if you start bleeding, then you can kind of cut the blood flow with that tourniquet. Carbon pore repair and then some patches to patch the tent. Could also be used on clothing and stuff like that. Never go out without cable ties. Brought a mini roll of duct tape as well. Obviously bringing a pump. So this one actually has a gauge. So tubeless tires tend to lose a little bit of pressure. So I wanted one with a gauge that could allow me every morning or every 2 days to check on the pressure. So this is basically the biggest multi-tool you can buy in the Topic lineup. It's got basically everything you want and ever will need, hopefully. Bring an inner derailleur cable, just in case I need one. This is 3 spare sets of pads. So I picked TPU inner tubes because they're obviously a lot lighter and a lot easier to pack. There is some tube patches for TPU tubes. This is an emergency tire boot. So basically if you get a slash in your tire, you glue it on the inside of the tire and then you can go back. So I don't know if it would actually seal on a tubeless setup, but you can actually just put a tube in. So this is my tubeless tire repair kit. It goes in the crank, it's pretty smart. Bring a few spare spokes as well, just in case. This is a cloth. It's gonna help me clean the chain when it gets a bit dirty and gritty. I'm also gonna be bringing a small tube of lube. So this is a spoke repair kit. So that basically allows you to repair a spoke without needing to take the cassette out. A little bit of super glue, so that can be really handy to fix tires and especially to put a tail boot on. Obviously tire levers with valve coil remover in there. Got a little Leatherman thing with a set of pliers, which can get very, very handy. So it does go together. So this is dental floss and some upholstery needle. So the good thing about those is that you can actually fix a broken tire with an upholstery needle and some dental floss. 2 quick chain link. This is a quarter of a toothbrush to help with cleaning the chain if I need to. I haven't tried that quite yet, but this is a 90 gram of carb gel. My idea is to buy 10 of those and basically smash one when I feel really bad. I'm kind of hoping to finish within the 10 to 12 day range, so that should be enough to get 10. So as you can probably concede, this is a lot of stuff to be fitting on this. I've done it though, so most of my last training rides over the last 3 months, I've been training with 95% of this on. So I have a rear bag, a front bag, a frame bag, and a top tube bag. So that's like the entirety of what I'm going to be taking with me to Kyrgyzstan. If you feel like I've forgotten something or you'd like to know more about the kit and the race, please feel free to comment below or send us a message on the BikesOnline, Instagram, YouTube, or on my own personal Instagram. I'd be more than happy to answer all the questions you guys have about the kit, the race, the packing, and how I'm heading to Kyrgyzstan. I'm actually making this video 5 days before I head out to Kyrgyzstan. So tune into the BikesOnline YouTube and Instagram channel or my own Instagram channel and follow my adventures in Kyrgyzstan for the next 3 weeks. I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you soon.